welcome to the Near Fall podcast from GardenCityHSWrestling.com. I'm Donald J. Brower. We are in the crux of the county tournaments. The season's heating up. We're kind of gearing towards the upcoming sectionals in a few weeks. But before we get there, let's talk a little bit about some of the people who got us there. Our sponsors of this podcast, Champion Athlete Sports Nutrition, Dan Warnikoff. I've been preaching about Dan. If you don't know what he does, he is the man who will help you get that fuel you need. Your car and body are the same. You think of your body, if you're an athlete or even a regular person, as your vehicle. You want the best fuel for it. Dan will help you with that. Champion Athletes, great providers of what we do here. The Apex Wrestling School, founded in 2002 by New York legend Damian Logan and his teammate Dane Tabano. 4 locations in New Jersey, 1 in New York. Big supporters of what we do. And the Harrington Companies, recycling, demolition, Hoffman Landscaping. If you want to build up a house, you want to destroy a house, they're the ones you need to talk to, Harrington Companies. Now, before we get into the regular stuff, just wanted to update on 2 updates on 2 wrestlers who we've been keeping an eye on. First, Brandon Dean, formerly of West Morris. He announced this week that he was going to be transferring to Colorado Springs to train with the teams out there for the World Olympics. And those aspirations. So West Morris is losing a really good kid who was a medalist last year in the state. So they're going to have a hole in their lineup, but I think they should be okay. But best of luck to Brandon Dean. There's multiple sides to every story. There's their side, this side, and the truth. I'm just happy, if this makes everyone happy, of him going out there and everything. I just hope everybody is happy in what they do. That's all I'll say. And then on the other side, another wrestler who we had reported on Twitter and I've been watching closely, who may actually make a surprising return, Tyler Redfield from Warren Hills. He was wrestling at 138, up from his usual weight against Wanchung Hills, and hurt his arm. He was brought to the physician, was told he had a broken clavicle. Should have taken him out for the season. A couple days later, he wasn't feeling bad, and he was wearing a sling, and his mother was a little worried but didn't say anything, and touched his shoulder a little bit, nothing bothered him. So they actually just had brought him to the doctor, and they're going to be actually meeting with the doctor tomorrow. So keep an eye on the socials early this week, but he should be back, which will be a good boost for that Warren Hills lineup and give him a good shot in a really tough district weight, depending on where he goes. Now that we got that out of the way, the action from last week. A lot of action was really postponed from last week to this week due to the weather, the rain, the slight snow, stuff like that. A couple matches that did get in. We had the pit match, wonderful match. Love that old school pit feel. It's so much fun to be in that gym. Phillipsburg dominated 60-18 over Watchung Hills. Basically clinched almost a share of their conference. I think they have Hillsborough left coming up, but they should win that, so it should be another conference championship for Phillipsburg. January 17th, we were up at Kittatinny, where they clinched their first conference title, their solo conference title since 2017. They won a share of it during the COVID year, but I don't really count the COVID year because a lot of teams wrestled 3-4 matches. So they won over crosstown rival Newton, 57-20. And then January 18th, another championship conference title was crowned when Pompton Lakes beat Hawthorne 40-23. It was kind of a back and forth match. We had a chance to cover it. 157 at the end, I think, was a turning point. A lot of people were saying, when you look at the video, it was a cheap shot by Cormac Smith at the end. Nicholas Lascitello, right after the match was over. It was a kind of an argument back and forth. They were separated. Whatever happened on the mat, it sure fired up Pompton Lakes because they came out and won the next 2 bouts by first period pins and pulled away in that match. So great job by Pompton Lakes, and they dominated like I thought they would. And then this past Saturday, one match I wanted to highlight that I really think it would be interesting for not only my rankings but the state rankings. Hunterdon Central beats Mount Olive 35-34. Mount Olive forfeited heavyweight, and then from all accounts, I personally wasn't there, but a lot of people who were there on fan wise and both team, not so much on Central, but on some teams wise at the 106 bout, that maybe there was a pin that wasn't called. Could have been a difference, but still a great matchup. Two teams. Hunterdon Central is going to make a run in Group 5. Mount Olive is going to be the Group 4 champion, barring something crazy. But great dual meet that you can get out and see. And there's going to be a bunch of those coming up. But we and my crew were at the PCT at West Milford. Wonderful time. We live streamed. You can go back and watch the finals. We had them up there, interviews with all the winners. First place tie between Lakeland and Passaic Valley. There was a joke about maybe having the coaches wrestle to see who would prevail, but that was declined. And there was also other options about maybe 18 holes of golf or stuff like that. So interesting way, but it ends in a tie. One of the most well-run tournaments I've been a part of. And, it's like I said, it's in that county tournament run because, the HWS was last week, just the PCT. It was also Bergen and Union. And then next week is the MCTs. So we're right in the crux of that's middle of the tournament season. So a lot of, matchups. So because of that, there's not too much really changing in the rankings individually. There wasn't too many matches that I looked at and said, oh, this might change anything. Everything kind of went to where it was. And because of the dual meet schedule, because of the snow and everything, my rankings are pretty much the same. They may change this week because there's some, like I said, there's some makeups coming up, but the rankings are pretty much solid, the same this week. Big thing coming out also of the PCT was our Wrestler of the Week. Now, it's very rare I do this. I try, and just to kind of give you an insight of what I do, I try to spread the wealth. There's a lot of great things going on in the area for wrestling. So I try to spread the wealth, but I have to recognize this person, and his teammate has already done it. So I usually don't try to give it to the same team multiple times, but my Wrestler of the Week is West Milford's Colin Menier. The senior 20-0 basically went out there and kind of flipped the script on to say from Wayne Hills. I thought to say would be, the sophomore would be a little more aggressive. Minier kind of hit that head on and beat him, won the title there, was the OW. And when you win OW at a tournament like that, you're going to be my Wrestler of the Week. So congratulations, Colin. You've earned it. Now, got a lot of action this week. I don't think the weather's going to be too bad. Maybe a little rainy, but it's going to be a little warm, and I think we should be good. Some of the matches we have coming up. Tuesday, we're going to be at Phillipsburg with watching the Del Val Phillipsburg match. I'm going to be on the call out there. That's always a great matchup. And, Del Val won last year. It'll be interesting to see how it goes this year. Del Val hasn't really been tested against really good teams. And I think they're still the favorite Group 1. So please don't think I'm saying that at all. I want to see how they do against Phillipsburg. If they can hang, I think it's going to open up people's eyes and show just how really good this Del Val team is. And Phillipsburg coming off a criteria win over Easton. I think it was the first time ever they've come down the criteria in their big match this past Saturday. So they're going to be fired up, and I think it'll be, a good matchup. So you can check that out here Tuesday. Thursday, we're going to be at the Sussex County tournament in West Orange. We did it last year. We're actually expanding it to do the semifinals and finals this year. The streams will both be on there. It's going to be 2 mats. So it's going to be 2 mats for the semis and then 2 mats for the finals. So I'll be on one mat calling the finals, and James Clark will be on the other. How they divide it up, it'll be different. The way they did it last year was on mat 1 was 106 up, and then on mat 2 was heavyweight down. So they may still do it that format. I'm not sure if they will. Interesting way they do it with the finals, but we'll be calling that there. And then Friday, you want to get double your fun, double your pleasure, double your fun. 2 different live streams on Friday. We talked about matches being postponed. Well, we're going to be at Sparta for the Kittatinny at Sparta match. James Clark will be there. We'll have the crew there. That's making up from the match that was canceled last week. 2 teams very close in my top 10. I think Kittatinny has a little bit of an advantage, but it'll be interesting to see how well both squads compete. Then I'll be in Clifton, and we'll be calling the PCTI Clifton match. Now, last year, these two teams met 3 times. Clifton won the first one at the Big North Duels. PCTI won the next 2, including the group championship. So it'll be interesting to see. Clifton is down a little bit this year. PCTI is solid. We'll see how everything goes, but that'll be a solid match. And then Saturday, we're going to be at the MCT. We're going to be We're doing it live to tape. So we're going to be recording the finals. We're going to be interviewing everybody. Then we're going to be releasing it later on. So got a huge week of everything going on. I also want to address something real quick before, as I said previously in a statement, I think it was 2 weeks ago, when it came to this, GardenStateHSWrestling.com has fielded inquiries asking whether we're affiliated with more Sussex sports. We're not. And they've complicated the matter by now they're trying to rebrand themselves as Garden State Sports. We are Garden State HS Wrestling. We are not affiliated with them. So anytime you see it on Twitter, our official Twitter is Garden State HSW. That is ours. Anything else representing Garden State is not us. So please don't be confused. Please don't be fooled. I know some people have been confused about what's going on or have seen streams and think it's not us. If it doesn't say Garden State HSW, it is not us. And speaking of social media, you can follow us on Twitter at Garden State HSW, on Instagram at Garden State HS Wrestling, on Facebook at GardenStateHSWrestling.com, and on YouTube. Like and subscribe and get notified when we have any of the upcoming podcasts, any of the live streams, any content we put up. For example, yesterday, James Clark was at the HWS. He got interviews with all the girls who won. Go check them out. You know, we have interviews with everybody. So we try to get something up there and make it as engaging as possible. So just follow us on social media. And if you're interested and you like what we do, if you own a local business, we have limited 23, 24 season sponsorships opportunities available. Give me a call. Send me a message on our website. Click your ad here. You fill out the form, goes directly to me, or you can directly email at admin@GardenStateHSWrestling.com. You could do it for a live stream if you want. You can do it for a team page, but we're very competitive. We're not going to lie to you. We're not going to tell you one thing and try to hold you up for money. We're not going to, try to overcharge. We want to help you guys support your favorite teams when you do stuff. So, and that's all we're about. We're about trying to make the athletes number one and your business number one. We're not about trying to feed egos or anything like that. So if you want to support, please send us an email. And I also want to thank everyone for the support, not to use the same word twice, but thank everyone for their support. I've got a lot of handshakes and thanking me for the coverage, and they really enjoy my stuff. So I'm so happy when people do that because, here I am, Jared's on the other end, I'm here where we're doing live streams. You don't have that audience instant feedback, and for people to know what you're doing and say it matters, I love that. So thank you. Please bring that on. If you see me, trust me, I'm not, some big-headed used car salesman is going to be like, oh, I don't want to talk to you. You want to come up and say you love my work. I appreciate the compliments. I love it so much. So big week ahead. Like I said, we have some stuff to do. I got to get to work on that, so the wrestling never stops. So for Jared, the podcasting legend, I'm Donald J. Brower. We'll see you Matt side.